My loving audience, take my love and subscribes my channel. Was this whole thing really just a simple mistake, or are we looking at something much deeper and darker? We've all been watching Dani and Andre, haven't we? They look like the absolute power couple of Fairmont Crest, the kind of couple everyone else wants to be. But let's be real for a second, behind those big, beautiful gates, that foundation isn't just showing a few cracks, it is totally caving in. Have you ever stopped to wonder if their whole fairy tale was just a massive lie from the start? To really get what's about to explode, we have to look at the weird, shaky ground Dani and Andre are standing on right now. On the outside, they're the golden couple of the show, but on the inside, they are completely out of sync. Why is that? Well, it's because they're both sitting on mammoth secrets that are basically acting like tectonic plates underneath their marriage. They're rubbing against each other, and you just know a massive earthquake is coming for both of them. Think about Dani for a minute. She is walking a total tightrope every single day, trying to keep her family from finding out she slept with her ex, Bill, during a literal tornado. And get this, they were trapped in a stalled elevator. In the world of soap operas, a tornado is never just about the weather, it's a physical version of the chaos inside a character's head. Why would she go back to Bill in that moment? Psychologically, it's all about regression. When the world feels like it's ending, she reached for what was familiar, even if that familiar thing was a total mess. It shows that even with her new life with Andre, part of her still sees Bill as home, and that is a terrifying thought for her marriage. While she's dealing with that guilt, Andre is being hunted by a ghost from his jet-setting Playboy days. I honestly think Andre is being so naive if he thought he could just bury a past this dark and walk away. When he got that message to go to room 1216 at the Bowman Hotel, he was unnerved but not surprised. That right there tells you everything you need to know. He knew this debt was going to come due eventually, he just didn't expect the interest to be his entire life. Andre is basically trapped in a psychological cage right now. Why did he actually go to that hotel instead of going to the banquet with his wife? It's all about leverage and deep-seated fear. Andre isn't just avoiding an awkward chat, he's trying to stay alive. He's spent his whole career behind a camera, controlling what everyone else sees while hiding himself away. That obsession with being the one holding the camera is a huge defense mechanism. If he controls the frame, he controls the story, right? But now, Heather has turned that camera right back on him. He is absolutely terrified of being seen because of what happened in London. He saw something he wasn't supposed to, and now he's living with this constant, low-level panic where every anonymous message feels like a death warrant. Internally, the man is drowning. When we see him bellied up to the bar drinking like there's no tomorrow, he's not doing it for fun. He's trying to drown out the memory of that London cop telling him that Heather is bloodthirsty and lethal. He loves Dani, he really does, but that love has been turned into a weapon that Heather is holding right at his throat. And let's talk about Heather Armstrong for a second. We used to know her as Heather Wallach, but she is so much more than an old flame. She is the Impaler, a ruthless crime boss. This creates such a wild power dynamic in the show. While Dani is worried about being a momager and keeping up appearances at the country club, her husband is tied to a woman running a criminal operation. Heather taking a selfie with Dani is just pure psychological warfare. It's her way of saying, I can touch your world whenever I want. She's not just threatening to kill Dani, she's threatening to replace her, to be so close that Dani doesn't even see the knife coming. Heather has these classic sociopathic traits where she actually enjoys the game. When she mocks Andre for settling down, she's trying to strip away the new man he's become and remind him that she still owns the old version of him. I don't think she even wants him for love, she wants him because he's a trophy she misplaced, and she's back to reclaim her property. Then we have the Bill Hamilton factor. He's lying in a hospital bed, but don't let that fool you, he is still the most dangerous man in Fairmont Crest. He's a calculated criminal defense attorney, and he knows exactly how to use a crisis to get what he wants. When he finds out about Andre and Heather, he's not going to be mad, he's going to be absolutely thrilled. Why? Because seeing Andre exposed as a fraud makes Bill feel better about his own mistakes. If everyone is a cheater, then Bill isn't the villain anymore, he's just one of the guys. he's a predator waiting for a wound to open up. He already got back into Dani's head during that tornado, and now he just needs to prove that Andre is just like him so he can slide right back into her life. Things are about to get way worse because of Joey Armstrong and his spy, Randy Parker. Joey is suspicious of his own sister, and Randy is the one who is going to change the game for everyone. Picture this, Andre is in that hotel room, Heather is making threats against Dani's life, and she leans in for a kiss. Randy isn't just watching, he's getting video proof of the whole thing. This is the moment where Andre's attempt to protect Dani completely backfires. He thinks he's being a hero by meeting Heather in secret to keep her away from his family, but without context, that video just looks like a blatant affair. When Joey gets that video, he's not going to the cops, he's going to go straight to Bill. Joey is motivated by this warped sense of family protection, but he also loves having power over the prestigious Duprees. So, what happens when Dani finally sees that video? I'm predicting a total collapse of everything they've built. Dani is already feeling the heat from her family for doting on Bill too much. When she sees Andre with Heather, her first instinct isn't just going to be sadness, it's going to be retaliation. I can see the scene now. She confronts him with the video, he tries to explain the threats, and she just snaps and confesses her own secret about the elevator. The black royalty of the Dupree family is going to be dragged through the mud, and Anita and Vernon, who have been praying for them to stay strong, are going to see their worst fears come true. Andre might even be forced to team up with Joey Armstrong just to take Heather down, which would link the Richardsons to the criminal underworld forever. Think about it, if you were Andre, would you have told Dani the truth the second Heather sent that champagne? Or do you think he was right to keep it quiet to try and protect her? And who do you think is the real villain here? Is it the bloodthirsty Heather, or is it Bill, the ex-husband who is just waiting to pick up the pieces of Dani's broken heart? This is why we can't stop watching Beyond the Gates. The drama is just as high-end as the houses. If you want to make sure you never miss a single piece of Fairmont Crest gossip, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and tell me your wildest theories in the comments below. Is Andre just a pawn in this game, or is he actually falling right back into Heather's trap? I'll see you all in the next deep dive into the secrets behind the gates. The thing about Dani and Andre is that they both think they're doing the right thing by lying. Dani thinks she's protecting her perfect new marriage by hiding what happened with Bill, and Andre thinks he's protecting Dani's life by hiding Heather. But that's the thing about secrets, they don't protect people, they just create a bigger explosion when the truth finally comes out. Psychologically, they're both operating from a place of deep insecurity. Dani is scared she's not enough to keep the marriage together without the fairy tale image, and Andre is scared that his past makes him unworthy of the life he's found with her. They're both so focused on keeping the gates closed that they didn't realize the threat was already inside with them. Heather Armstrong is such a fascinating character because she doesn't care about the gates or the prestige. She's the Impaler for a reason, she just goes straight for the heart. When she uses that photo of her with Dani and Vanessa, she's showing Andre that his whole world is vulnerable. It's a classic move by a criminal mastermind, make the target feel like there's nowhere safe to run. And poor Andre, who just wanted to be a photographer and live a quiet life, is now the center of a criminal investigation he doesn't even know is happening. And we can't forget about the rest of the family. Anita and Vernon are trying so hard to keep their daughters on the right path, but even they can feel that something is off. Vernon going to the hospital to warn Bill to stay away from Dani shows just how protective he is, but he's fighting the wrong battle. He's worried about Bill, but he has no idea that the real danger is the woman his son-in-law is meeting in hotel rooms. It's like they're all rearranged chairs on a sinking ship, and the only person with a life jacket is the one trying to drown everyone else. The funny thing is, the community of Fairmont Crest sees them as royalty, but they're living a life that's more like a nightmare right now. The pressure to be perfect is exactly what's causing everything to break. If they could just be honest, they might have a chance, but honesty doesn't exist in a world where everyone has something to hide. It makes you wonder, can a marriage actually survive two secrets this big? Or are they just waiting for the final match to be lit so everything can go up in smoke? I'm really curious to see how the fans are going to react when the video of Andre and Heather finally leaks. Are people going to stay on Team Andre, or is everyone going to turn on him the second it looks like he's cheating? And what about Dani? Is she going to get any sympathy, or are people going to call her a hypocrite for her own secret? It's such a mess, and I am here for every single second of it. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments. Are you Team Andre, Team Dani, or are you just Team Drama? I'll be back soon with another update on everything happening beyond the gates. You know, when you really look at it, Fairmont Crest is less like a neighborhood and more like a high-stakes poker game. Everyone is bluffing, everyone is holding a secret card, and nobody wants to be the first one to fold. Dani is betting her whole future on the idea that Bill will keep his mouth shut about the elevator, but she's forgotten that Bill only does what's best for Bill. And Andre is betting his life that he can outsmart a woman who is literally known as the Impaler. It's a losing game for both of them, and the only question left is who is going to lose the most when the cards are finally shown. I think the most tragic part of this whole situation is that Andre really does love Dani. His lies aren't coming from a place of malice, they're coming from a place of total desperation to keep her safe. He's literally willing to look like a villain just to make sure she doesn't become a victim. But in a marriage, the truth is usually the only thing that actually keeps you safe. By trying to be her shield, he's actually becoming the very thing that's going to destroy her trust. It's a classic tragic hero situation, and it's going to be heartbreaking to watch it all fall apart on screen. And Heather, man, she is just the perfect villain for the show. She's elegant, she's smart, and she is absolutely cold-blooded. The way she plays with Andre's emotions, reminding him of their past while subtly threatening his future, is just masterclass manipulation. She knows exactly which buttons to push to keep him off balance. And the fact that she's Joey Armstrong's sister just adds another layer of danger to everything. It's a family business of chaos, and the Duprees are caught right in the middle of it. So, what's your take on all of this? Do you think there's any way for Dani and Andre to come back from this, or is the damage already done? And do you think Bill is actually going to be the one to tell Dani the truth, or will she find out some other way? There are so many moving parts right now, and every single one of them is headed for a collision. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the aftermath when everything finally hits the fan. I'll be right here to break it all down for you, piece by piece. See you in the next one. Wait, let's dive even deeper into the psychology of Fairmont Crest for a second. Why is this gated community so obsessed with perfection? It's because in a place like this, your reputation is your only real currency. For the Duprees, being black royalty isn't just a title, it's a standard they have to live up to every single day. And that pressure is exactly what creates the environment where these mammoth secrets can grow. If they felt like they could fail, they might not feel the need to lie so much. But in Fairmont Crest, failing isn't an option, so they hide the messy things until those things become toxic. Take Dani's mother, Anita, for example. She's a former famous singer who worked so hard to get where she is. She wants everything to be perfect for her daughters because she knows how hard it was to build this life. When she tells Dani that doting on Bill is reckless, she's not just being mean, she's terrified of the social fallout. She can see the cracks in the image, and she's trying to glue them back together before anyone else notices. But you can't glue a marriage back together when the husband and wife are both keeping secrets that could level the whole house. And then there's the camera metaphor again with Andre. A photographer is someone who observes life from a distance, right? Andre has spent his whole life watching, framing, and capturing moments, but he's never really let himself be the subject. He's scared of what people will see if they look too closely at the real him. Heather is the only one who really knows the man behind the lens, and she's using that knowledge to tear down the walls he's built around his new life. She's forcing him to step into the frame, and he is absolutely terrified of the exposure. But let's be real, is Dani any better? She's also playing a role. She's the momager who gave up her career for love, the woman who finally found her perfect second husband. But by sleeping with Bill, she proved that she's still tied to the mess of her past. She's just as much of a blur as Andre is. They're two people who are desperately trying to be the characters everyone expects them to be, instead of just being honest with each other. And that's the real tragedy of Beyond the Gates. It's a place where the gates keep people out, but they also keep the residents trapped in their own lies. What do you think is going to be the final straw for Dani? Is it going to be the video of the kiss, or is it going to be the realization that Andre has been lying to her every single day? And when the truth about the elevator comes out, how is Andre going to handle it? Is he going to be able to forgive her, or is he going to use it as an excuse to walk away from the mess they've made? There are no easy answers in Fairmont Crest, only more questions and more drama. Make sure you stay tuned, because this is about to get very, very messy. What do you think is the biggest secret of all? Is it something we haven't even seen yet? Because in a place like this, there's always one more skeleton in the closet. Tell me your theories. Is there something even bigger than the Impaler or the elevator incident? I want to know what you're thinking. Let's get the discussion going in the comments, and I'll see you very soon with more spoilers and analysis. Thanks for watching, and stay scandalous, everyone. The way Andre looked at Heather in that hotel room, that mix of terror and familiarity, is just so telling, isn't it? He's not just scared of what she can do, he's scared of the part of himself that she represents. Before he was the sophisticated nephew and the doting husband, he was the guy who ran with a woman like Heather. He's trying to stay in the light, but she keeps dragging him back into the shadows. It's a literal battle for his soul, and right now, the shadows are winning. And Dani, she's so desperate to believe in the fairy tale that she's ignoring all the warning signs. When Andre lies to her about where he's been, she wants to believe him so badly that she just lets it go. She's choosing comfortable lies over the painful truth, and that is a recipe for disaster. She thinks she's protecting her happiness, but she's really just building it on a foundation of sand. And when the tide comes in, which it always does in Fairmont Crest, everything is going to be swept away. I also keep thinking about that cop in London. Imagine being so terrified of someone that even years later, your blood turns cold just hearing their name. That's the kind of power Heather has. She's not just a criminal, she's a force of nature that leaves nothing but destruction in her wake. And Andre is right in the eye of the storm. He's trying to hold on to his new life with everything he has, but you can't hold on to a house when the storm is already inside the walls. This is going to be a wild ride, and I'm so glad we're all on it together. Make sure you're checking back often, because things are moving fast and you don't want to miss a single twist. Do you think anyone in the family will take Andre's side when the truth comes out? Or is he going to be completely on his own? Let me know your thoughts. I'll be back soon with more on the secrets, the scandals, and the showdowns beyond the gates. Seriously though, how great is the acting this season? Sean Freeman is doing such an amazing job showing Andre's internal panic. You can literally see the weight of the secret on his shoulders every time he's on screen. And Carla Mosley as Dani, she perfectly captures that mix of guilt and determination to keep her family together. It's the performances that really make this drama hit home, and I can't wait to see how they handle the big blow-apart moment. And the writing. To have these two mammoth secrets running parallel to each other, both threatening to destroy the same marriage from different sides, is just brilliant storytelling. It's like a countdown clock is ticking, and we're just waiting for it to hit zero. It's high stakes, it's emotional, and it is 100% soap opera gold. Alright, I'm officially done now. But for real, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel, and I love being able to share these deep dives with you all. What should we talk about next? Is there another character whose secrets we need to uncover? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, stay tuned for more drama from Fairmont Crest. See ya.